Welcome, Hoarders. They're going to be playing some more Grand Theft Auto 5, and this testing Tuesday, we're going to be testing the Declasse Vigero. I'm sure that I said the name wrong right there, but I'm not that worried about that. um, yes, I understand you should say things right, but I suck at fucking English, so yeah. Um, the one of the big reasons I'm testing this today is because, to be completely honest, I know it's not going to be a very, very fast car. Like, if you get something that's like a supercar, pretty much any one of them, pick any one of them, and you know it's going to be uh, marginally faster than any other car. And when I do a slower vehicle, it's kind of easier to do a video, in all honesty, which it is, because there's a lot less editing on the time pages, which I wish I could find a better way to do it in Photoshop, but currently I don't have a better way to do it, so I'm going to keep doing it the way I've been. You can get this car on Southern San Andreas. I believe that's the one it is. Whatever the website is at the very bottom. You can get it on there, but honestly, if I were you, if I wanted this vehicle, I would just drive around until I found one. They're kind of rare to see them just driving around. It's not extremely rare, but it takes a little while. You have to wait, and then you'll find one. But if you can get them off the street, do it that way, because you're going to save yourself a little bit of money. I don't know actually how much this cost, but you guys probably already saw when I mentioned the name of the vehicle. Obviously, it's a muscle car. Some of the real life aspects, mostly side view, is based on the like first generation Camaro and stuff. Why was that bike doing like weird jumps like it had hydraulics in it? That's not odd. But anyway, yeah, most of the vehicle is based on like 69 Camaro and stuff like that. But the grill definitely looks a lot like Camaro mixed with Challenger, which is kind of odd. But they did the exact same thing with the Gauntlet. That's Camaro and Challenger mixed together. So honestly, I feel like this should be called the Gauntlet Classic, which would be the better choice. And this right here is why I usually go in passive mode during videos, because I've had many videos before where people just run around like assholes blowing you up. But besides that, let's get back to talking about the car. One of the things that I do really like about it, definitely the looks. The looks are way better than the performance on this. It's not a very fast car. The acceleration's not great. Most muscle cars don't have great acceleration, mostly because they don't have great traction. So it takes you a long time to really get off the line, which that's just something you have to accept when you are driving around in a muscle car. But for those of you who follow my channel and stuff, which if you don't, I highly recommend you do, just doing a self-promotion right there. Most of my likes in cars have to do with looks, and just looks to me are everything when it comes to a car. I don't care how fast it is. I don't care anything about it unless it's like a truck. Obviously, with a truck, you're not that concerned about looks and stuff. Like, you're worried more about like towing capability and all that stuff. And like the same thing with like race cars. With race cars, I don't care about the looks. I care about what's the fastest. But in GTA, most of the vehicles in here that I use aren't really for racing. The ones that are for racing, I'd like to make, like, the ones that are for racing, you can tell, wow. You can tell because it's whatever the fastest one in that category is. Just pick that one, and it should be the fastest one. I already mentioned acceleration. Steering and handling is not that great. Braking's not that great. It's kind of average. This is honestly probably one of the most average vehicles that there are in the game. It's not extremely fast. It's not extremely good at anything. There's nothing about it that really sticks out other than the appearance. Which the appearance itself, I found that this vehicle is a very difficult vehicle to get a good matching color with. I've had like 6 different paint jobs on this, and I couldn't find one that I really, really like because it doesn't look enough like a Challenger or a Camaro. So you kind of have to just do what you like, which usually is going to be a blue or a red. But other than that, I can't really think of much more to add to it. So let's head on over to the test track and see what we can get. Okay, let's see what we can get with this bad boy. One thing is, though, that I just recently, not recently, like I just remembered about this that's odd. It has like the old style Nissan mirrors, like rear view mirrors. That's weird. Or the side view mirrors, you know. They all look backwards, so, you know. That'd be odd to have front view mirrors, honestly. I'm gonna try, like with all of them, I try to do as fast as the car can willingly go. I don't try to way push it over to the point where I end up drifting around every turn and stuff like that. I try to get it fair, like as fair as possible. That's why I'm always the one doing these. Okay, that was fairly decent. Through there. Let's cut over. Yeah, I've had such a hard time trying to pick out a nice color for this. I did have it like midnight purple or something like that. Or I think it was like galaxy purple. Because I tried to make it look somewhat like plum crazy purple on the Dodge Challengers, but I couldn't get the exact color that I wanted. So I looked up reference pictures and I found a Camaro that looked pretty much the dead exact same color as this. But the only really bad part of that is that there's no good decals. There's actually no decals for this vehicle, which is somewhat annoying, because you'd expect there to be something. Because what most of the Camaros had back then were like a stripe that went all the way around the very front of it, or the back, kind of like the Dodge Charger has around the back, where it's like 3 strips with one wide one in the middle and 2 pretty much pinstripes on the edges, like real thin ones. Which is, I think it would make this look a bit better. I like the cowl hood on it. That's perfectly fine. Go as fast as we can. Stay in the yellow. What'd we get? 2 minutes 31.151 seconds. From what I remember, that's probably about, what is it? I think like 50th place, around that area, honestly. I'm not 100% sure, so let's head on over to leaderboard and see where we placed. On the test track, the Vigero finished in 90th place at 2 minutes 31.151 seconds, which is way worse than I thought it was going to be. I said about 50, 60th place somewhere in there. You know, it only came in 90th place. However, it beat the vehicle we tested in the last video, I do believe, the Declasse Tampa, which is surprising because, in all honesty, I thought the Tampa was much faster than this, but apparently it has some hidden speed that you don't notice while you're driving it, I guess. So it doesn't have great performance, though, like, compared to everything else. But if you look at the full picture, like the Vapid Ellie, which is like one of the most beautiful cars in the game, which is based on the 1965 Ford Mustang, and a lot of the cars just aren't that quick. But now let's head on over to the drag track and see what we can get over there. Okay, let's see what we can get on the drag track now. These are aftermarket exhausts too. Mostly because the stock ones looked very, very dumb. There was a huge muffler way at the back, and I don't know, it just made the whole car look pretty dumb, in my opinion. And I remember on GTA 4, at the very back interior of the car, there was actually speakers, which is kind of annoying that they got rid of them. I mean, they kind of looked cool to have them. We got 27.398 seconds. Don't really know how quick that was, so let's head on over to the drag track leaderboard and see where we placed. Wow, I can't talk anymore. On the drag track, it also beat the Tampa. It actually pushed the Tampa onto the next page, because the Tampa was in 72nd place, and it has now been moved over to 73rd on the next page. But the Virgo finished in 71st place at 27.398 seconds. Roughly near the same cars that it was near. The Hijack Rustin was a little bit higher up on the previous page. I don't see the Vapid Ellie anywhere, but like I said, these are most of the older cars that were in the game when the game originally came out are much slower than the newer ones that they're adding, like the X80 Proto. Stuff like that, like cars that they decided, well, we need more speed in the game, so let's add more powerful vehicles that can go much faster, they're sleeker and all that stuff. And these are just like civilian cars that you go around and they just drive around, that's it. But I do still like the vehicle. I'm definitely going to keep it. Post in the comments down below a vehicle you'd like to see me test in the next video. And I'll see you in the next one. And if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to watch one of my previous, next, and related videos. And don't forget to check out my other social medias in the description down below.